Live on YouTube and Google+, it's Pageant Live. This is the place for glamour and style. Get great pageant tips you won't find anywhere else. Find out what you need to know before your next pageant. Post your questions and comments for our panel during the show. Learn great ideas about all aspects of pageantry. Here we go. Pageant Live starts right now.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Pageant Live. I am the 2012 Maryland International Junior Miss, as well as the host of Pageant Live. And I'm so glad that all of you could make it on tonight, and I wanted to say hello and welcome to all of our viewers. I wanted to know if you guys have seen Pageant Live's new website. If you haven't, you should definitely check it out. It's really amazing. It's been up for a couple of weeks, and it's done really well. So if you haven't checked it out, be sure to. And now I'm going to hand this over to Stephanie McGrane, our co-host.
Excuse me, Paige, really well. We have over 22,000 views in less than 3 weeks. That's phenomenal.
Incredible. It's amazing. Yay! And I want to say thank you to Trinity of Nicole Miller Marketing for creating such a fabulous website, and Trinity is joining us this evening. So yay, Trinity, and thank you for creating such a fabulous, fabulous website. And thanks to all of our viewers out there who have been checking it out. If you have a pageant-related question, please send it to askthecrown@gmail.com. We have some great questions posted, and we welcome your responses. So when you visit PageantLIVE.com, be sure to check out Ask the Crown. If you want to weigh in on a question, we welcome that. Please do so. Add to the conversation. We think it's a really unique format in which to get the best pageant advice possible. Also, we have a pageant showcase with links to various pageant systems that you can check out. If you are looking to compete, be sure to check out the pageant showcase. Also, directors, if you would like to advertise your pageant system, please email us at show@PageantLIVE.com. And Paige, I'll throw it back to you.
All right. I think first that we were going to have Trinity talk a little bit about a wonderful boutique called Royal Bliss.
Oh, Stephanie, real quick, it's for free. They can actually put their pageant system up on the pageant showcase at no cost.
Absolutely, it's free advertising, and we're getting an incredible amount of hits. So yeah, be sure if you want to advertise your system, let us know. Show@PageantLIVE.com.
Thank you.
Me now?
Go ahead, Trinity. Take it away.
Trinity.
I would like to give a big, big, big welcome to Royal Bliss Boutique as a Pageant Live Spotlight sponsor. Now, these are paid places, but I tell you what, we have packages for everybody's budget. Everybody can participate in this. So I'd like to welcome Royal Bliss. If you're looking for fabulous dresses, clothing, and accessories, you've come to the right place, because at Royal Bliss Boutique, they will give you the attention and personal service you have come to expect and enjoy. So go check out their website at royalblissboutique.com. And if you want to be one of our Spotlight sponsors, please get a hold of the pageant or get a hold of me, because I'm trying to sell these and all this kind of stuff. So get a hold of me, get a hold of the pageant, and come do it. Because like they said, in less than 3 weeks, we've gotten 22,000 hits. That's incredible.
Thank you to everyone. And I got to tell everyone, Trinity, we had the luxury of going out there. Paige and I and Bobby Kaufman went to Royal Bliss, and Paige, was it not phenomenal?
It was awesome.
Paige,
they were so nice, too.
Yeah, they were phenomenal. It's in Eldersburg, convenient location for the Metro DC people. It was very quick, and they are fabulous, and it's a fabulous, fabulous boutique. In fact, Paige actually has 2 Tony Bowls, which we cannot show everyone because she is going to be, and I want to tell everyone, this is the last night you will see Paige with her crown on. She gives her crown away this weekend. She will she will crown her successor. So I will show you guys pictures of when, you know, she's crowning the new queen. And but thank you, Paige, and I hope you compete soon.
Thank you. And I just wanted to remind all of our live viewers, if you have questions for the panel or anyone, you can post it on Pageant Live's Facebook, tweet it at Pageant Live, or post it on YouTube. And if you also are interested in being a guest on our show, you can email us at show@pageantlive.com. So we're going to go on with the show, and we're going to get to know our guests a little bit better. So we're going to go around and introduce ourselves, and we will start with Miss Alyssa.
Hi everyone, my name's Alyssa. I'm from New York, but I go to college in Chicago, and I'm a pre-med student at Wheaton College, and I'm the current national title holder for the USA Ambassador organization. So I'm Miss USA Ambassador 2012. We're all about charity and community service, and that's pretty much what my year has been dedicated to. And as a national title holder, not only getting involved at a state level and a local level, as the former Miss Illinois for the USA Ambassador program, but also at a national level as well. So I've really worked to use my passion for health with my USA Ambassador title, and I've gotten involved in about 10 to 12 health-related charities, and I've been to about 15 states since I've gotten my crown last August, and it's been a great experience.
Thank you so much, Alyssa, and now we will go to Bree.
Hi everyone, my name is Brianna Herron, or you can call me Bree. I am the current America's Super Miss. I have been embodying our national platform that seatbelt safety and buckle up. I created 2 games for children to be able to encourage families and children to buckle up more actively in the car. And I am also a fabulous sister to Stephanie McGrane in this system, and I couldn't ask for a better national sister to have. So thank you for having me tonight.
Thank you so very much for being here. And next we have Miss Kathy.
Hi everybody, I'm Kathy Bond. I'm Mrs. United States All World Beauties. I live in Wichita, Kansas. I am the mother of 2 boys, Michael 18 and Christopher 15, married to Gary for 21 years. My platform is the Make-A-Wish Foundation in memory of my stepdaughter Alexis, who passed away 20 years ago. I've recently been named the ambassador to the Wichita chapter, and I'm also a wish granter. And Monday, I get to go to Topeka, and I get to be recognized on the state floor. So I'm very, very excited about that. And I'm really happy to be here with you ladies.
Congratulations, Kathy.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you for being here. And now we will go to Miss Wendy.
Hi, my name is Wendy Lindberg. I'm Midwest Super Queen. I'm getting ready to compete in Montana this summer. My platform, along with the national platform of Buckling Up, is to support childhood cancer awareness.
Thank you. We're so glad to have you. And now we will go to Trinity.
Hi, I'm Trinity Nicole Miller. I'm Miss Texas American Renaissance 2013. And same thing, the American Renaissance is a civic-based organization. It's a civic-based pageant, so we're all about, you know, getting out in our communities and doing things. And my platform this year, I've got a dual platform. It's domestic violence, breaking the cycle, and then I also work with the Susan Komen breast cancer people, helping them with their events as well.
Thank you so much, Trinity. And now Miss Stephanie McGrane.
Hi everyone, I'm Stephanie McGrane, International Super Ms. for America's Super Pageant, and so excited to be on the show tonight with my sister queens Bree and Wendy, and just promoting the great platform of Always Buckling Up.
Thanks, Stephanie. And now we will go to the owner of Pageant Live, as well as my mom, Pamela Prevette.
Hi everyone, I'm Pamela Prevette, and I want to thank everyone for coming tonight. I'd like to thank our viewers. I'd like to thank the people, the 22,000 people that have looked at our website. I want to let you know that I really feel that title holders and people who compete in pageants really don't get all their just what they deserve. They work very hard. They work hard for the community. They work hard for their pageant system. And you know what? This is good stuff. So you know what? I thank you to all our guests tonight. And once again, Paige, Thank you for being here. She's at the University of South Carolina studying. She's going to be a doctor of physical therapy in some challenging courses right now. So Stephanie has been the guest co-host, and we want to thank you, Stephanie, for doing that, and Trinity also for all your help. But once again, thank you for the viewers. It's not about me, it's about you guys. So go ahead, take it away.
Thanks, Mom. And like I said, I'm the 2012 Maryland International Junior Miss, and I will actually be handing over my title this weekend, so it'll be the last time you see me with my crown on, but that's okay. It's been a lot of fun, and I've got to do a lot of charity work, which is what I'm very proud of. So now on with our show, and tonight we'll be discussing the obligations of state and national title holders. So I'm going to give this to Stephanie to start with some of our questions.
Absolutely. I think it's a much needed show that we discuss this, because oftentimes, title holders, depending on the system that they're coming from, they don't always have clear rules about the obligations that they need to fulfill. So I'm excited to talk to our guests tonight and see what advice they have for our viewers. So Alyssa, let's start with you. Yes. What are some of the obligations that title holders need to remember?
I think the biggest thing that you can keep in mind is, yes, you're the one with the crown on your head and you're the one that won the competition, but I think the biggest question that you can ask yourself when you have a title, especially a national title, is what can I do to help other people and what can I do for others? And when I got the Miss Illinois title, USA Ambassador, last spring, I chose inner beauty and positive body image as my platform, and I go around and I speak to high schools and middle schools and even retirement homes at both a local and a national level. And basically I talk to the kids and adults, whoever I'm talking to, about how do you want to be remembered and what is your idea of beauty? Do you see beauty as, what is entirely on the outside, or do you really focus on what's the inside? And the biggest question I ask them is, what do people talk about at funerals? They never said, oh, that person looked so good in their day, or that person was smoking hot, or that person was dropped dead gorgeous.
They will at mine.
They always talk about, what did that person do for others? How did that person use their resources to help others? And I think that all of us as title holders all around the country are in a really unique position that they can use their platforms, they can use their titles, they can use their opportunities to travel to really serve and pour into others. And that's one of the things that I love about the USA Ambassador organization, is that they're all about community service and charity. And our motto is SLICK, which is success through leadership, integrity, character, and confidence. So when a girl wins a title, whether it's a state title or a national title, our national directors really tell us, listen, how can you be a role model of these qualities and really help young people to achieve success and to help others? So it's been a really fun experience.
Alyssa, I love that.
Yeah, very well put.
Thanks.
You know what, too, Alyssa? That's the whole thing. This positive energy is not recognized enough in this country. The trash TV, what you can do that's the most outrageous is what we see. But these great things that you guys are doing, it's just, we need more of it, and you're doing a great job, may I add.
Thank you. And I think as title holders, too, we're in a position to motivate, and if you think about your year reigning with your title, national or state, and if you think of it as an hourglass, just trickling out down with the sand, you only have a certain amount of time left, and you think of it that way, it almost creates like a state of urgency. How can I be getting out and helping others? How can I use this in the best way with the time that I have left to, do what I want to do to help others and to make a difference? And I think the biggest thing to keep in mind as a title holder is, am I going to look back and regret this time? Did I waste this time? No, you want to take full advantage of it and reach your best potential with it. So,
Alyssa, I love that. I love what you said about the hourglass, and it's so true. I came from a pageant a couple of weeks ago, and they crowned some new winners. And as I was walking out, I heard one of the winners say, oh, I'd actually like to do something with my title this year. And I thought, oh my goodness, are you serious? I can't believe I just heard that. So I think that's great what you're doing with, getting involved in the volunteer work. And promoting your platform and being a role model. That's so important.
Thank you. And just for viewers to know, I've actually committed this year to entirely community service and charity with my platforms. And I've done a few appearances here and there not related to community service and charity, but if anybody needs any ideas, feel free to check out my Facebook page. It's facebook.com/USA Ambassador Alyssa Paulsen, and you can email me or see some of the things that I've done, and I love to give ideas, and I love to get ideas from other people too, and just ways that we can help in our communities. So.
Yes, well, Stephanie, tell her about the different shows that we've done that are actually about these type of things.
Absolutely, yes. And viewers, we want to invite you back. We have so many wonderful shows that we've done over the past months and months that you can gain such valuable knowledge concerning pageantry. We had a show about promoting yourself, how to market your title, the unwritten expectations and rules that a title holder needs to follow. So many great shows with so much information. So, you know, I'm glad everyone's watching tonight, but be sure to check out some of our previous shows as well.
And
I'll
also,
be sure to do that.
And can't they ask the Crown if they needed ideas also?
Absolutely, absolutely. Check out Ask the Crown. If you have a question, you want to weigh in on a question that's already been posted, please check out Ask the Crown at PageantLIVE.com. If you have a question, send it to askthecrown@gmail.com. And Bree, let's move on to you. What are your recommendations for our viewers?
And she's looking fabulous on her, what do you have? She's actually on a mobile device.
I am using my Galaxy S Note 2, so it is a phone. It is probably one of the bigger ones, so it's very intimidating for lots of people to buy, but I'm very thankful to have it tonight.
And you look great.
I would suggest during your reign, either as a state or national title holder, depending on your pageant, if your pageant itself, like the one that Stephanie and Wendy and I represent, has a platform, try and embody that platform along with keeping what you are firmly believing in and firmly committed to supporting in mind also. With me, it was no question in my mind the seatbelt safety part, so I embodied it. I created 2 games to make it fun, to not only make it kid-friendly but also family-friendly, because sometimes platforms just can't, they seem like they won't cover the whole sphere of everyone. And you need to make sure that you're active with them too. Being active all the time. If somebody calls you up and says, I'd love for you to come help out at the animal shelter, say, sure, why not? Because it's still out there promoting your title. You're still out doing something good for the community.
Exactly, exactly. Get out there and make the most of it. And I love how you're so creative, you know, and getting the families involved and creating the games for the kids. So that's great. Thank you, Bree. And Kathy, what about you?
I think it's really important that whether you're a state or a national title holder, you really need to stay true to yourself. You really need to maintain a level of humility. I think it is so important that after you're crowned, it's not because of the crown that you are serving. It's because of who you are. And I think service and humility are the 2 things that I have prayed for every day after winning this crown. And when this crown comes off in July, I will continue to serve because the crown does not identify who I am. It identifies an opportunity to promote my heart, to promote what I believe in, and to promote the things that I am very passionate about. And when I was crowned, it was my passion to inspire women to believe in themselves and to do what they'd never thought that they could do. I'm an older pageant queen, you could say, not because I've been reigning a long time, although my husband would say, yes, it is. But anyway, I don't think you're ever too old. I think there's a princess in each one of us, and I say that you can embrace that or deny it. But I think that every woman there, we need to recognize that was within us and take a risk. And it's okay because you're not competing with other women, you're competing with yourself. And the camaraderie that you get, that goes on through your reign. And it's just, you know, if you're thinking about competing in a pageant, don't think about it. Make the decision and just do it. There's just so much more that comes back to you that you never dreamt of before. So that's what I would say.
Great
And
advice.
can I add to something that Kathy said, Stephanie?
Sure, absolutely.
I loved how she was mentioning, you know, after the crown comes off, how she's still going to be active with a lot of the appearances that she made, the charities that she worked with. That is true with a lot of queens. The more active you are with charities and things, the more that even when you don't have the crown, they still want your help. They still need it. And I think a lot of queens sometimes forget that when your year's up, that stuff doesn't go away. And that it definitely, you know, and it helps you too. I definitely have made some amazing friends, amazing contacts throughout doing my appearances and working with charities that I've worked with, that I know that further down in my professional career will also help me out too. So, and I've also felt so much better as a person and as a queen being able to help all the charities I have.
Bree, I completely agree. And you know, you talked about taking the passion that you have and just making a difference, and I love that. And another thing, talking about just being a queenly representative, I think queens need to be people that are approachable in the community, not someone who is stuck up with an attitude that people are afraid to approach. And I'm sure, you know, we've all have seen queens, unfortunately, who, you know, think that they're the queen. So another thing I think as an obligation as a title holder, to be approachable by everyone, to be friendly, to be out there, to be interacting with the public. I really feel that is a #1 obligation. And Trinity, let's move on to you.
Okay. Well, here's the deal. The only reason that I do pageants, period, is just because of the charity involvement that I'm in. I'm able to raise a whole lot more money with a crown on my head. I'm able to do a lot more good in my community, and that's the only reason I started doing pageants when I did. And I think it's really important that after you win a title, to get out in your community and do as much as you can possibly do to not only promote your community and to promote the charities that you're involved in and these types of things, but also to promote your system, because they made you a queen. And what they want you to do is get out there and do appearances. And like with ours, we have a contract, and we have to do so many appearances per year. And that's a part of our contract. And unfortunately, you know, sometimes the queens, they get crowned, and then they just don't go out and do anything. And the first runner-up would have gone out there and kicked it. So, you know, I'm one of those queens that I do the national queen's job before I even become the national queen. So, you know, yeah, I'm like that. And I am, and that's the reason when I go to. That's the reason when
Mario, she is.
Well, I can't help it. I want to know what this job is, and I want to do the very best job at it that I possibly can, so I can actually promote the system. Because you know, like with the super pageants and with the American Renaissance, we've got some amazing systems going on. And we're maybe a little bit smaller than like Miss America and all this kind of thing, but I will tell you right now, we make a lot more impact. We really do in our communities than some of these other big ones. So that's why I think it's so important after you win to go out there and promote that system and promote everything that you possibly can and get out there as much as you possibly can.
Absolutely. You know, there are so many systems, especially even the ones that are so-called considered bigger, where, you know, women win these titles and you don't see them doing anything during their year. So, you know, your title is what you make of it. And Trinity, I loved how you said you're doing the national queen's job as the state queen. I think it's so important to be doing that, to have that mindset, because you are ready. When you go to that pageant and that national crown is put on your head, you are ready to step into that role and take over. And you've already been doing the work, setting the stage for what you're doing as the national queen. So, you know, absolutely. And about being a role model, too, something I just want to, I thought of that I want to throw in there. Queens, ladies on Facebook, please watch what you're posting. I've seen so many queens post things poor me, and my boyfriend is horrible, and this and that. I really feel, as a role model out there in society, just be careful and watch what you post.
There are a lot of pageants that will give your bio, give your information to judges weeks in advance, and they have no limitations. They will not be told not to look for you. And if they see one negative thing, that negative thing is what's going to sit in their mind during your interview, during your stage time. And you don't want that one bad day that you posted, that how much you hated life or something, to ruin your whole entire experience at one pageant. And like Stephanie said, we actually had a really long discussion about this. You know, you really, as a queen, as a promoter for any kind of charity, any kind of sponsor, etc., you do need to watch. You need to make sure it's a positive, that if your grandma can read it, then it's good to post. If your grandma can't read it or doesn't get to know about it, you don't want to post it.
All right, that's a good way to remember that. That's perfect.
And can I add to something that Trinity said about the charity and community service? One thing that I loved what she said was she got involved in pageants for the charity and for the community service, and I think that's just a great mindset to have, and especially as a state title holder, working like a national title holder and just taking your title and running with it, because guess what? The opportunities you have with the community service projects and charity organizations are going to carry over after you give up your title. And I have speaking engagements that I'm booking for next October, next September, and I give up my title in August. So, you know, national title holders after you, or state title holders, whoever your successors are going to be watching you when you give up your crown and give up your title. And you can be a great role model and example, even more so without the crown, after you give it up, because you have already created that fan base. You've already created those connections and relationships, and you have people watching to see what you do without the crown on your head as well.
Absolutely. And Alyssa, you're right. You know, it doesn't end when you pass your crown on. You know, it's the journey that continues, and I think it's important to remember that.
Stephanie, I wanted to also mention we have done shows on professional Facebook pages and personal Facebook pages, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes, talking about that, yes. Yes. And we should throw that back out there to the viewers too. We'll post that on Facebook and throw that out there again. So viewers, please check it out. Absolutely. So many great shows that you can return to find great information. Well, Wendy, what about you?
I think I'm really fortunate to come from a perspective of two things, because I get to be a contestant but also am a director of a pageant program. And one of the first things I'll ask myself after finally deciding on what kind of program I'm going to participate in next is, what would I expect of myself as a director if I was a title holder in my own pageant program? So I really encourage anybody who's looking at even just starting to look at, you know, being in a pageant or a program, that the first thing they do is understand what that director is looking for, what the program is asking of you, because you may not be anticipating what they want from you and what they want to see from you, and you don't want to disappoint the director, right?
Right.
So really get familiar with what they're looking for too, well beyond what your plans and your ideas are, because you may not match up with what that program is expecting of you, and then it may be an opportunity or a time for you to go look for something else. So I would encourage that even those who haven't got a crown yet on their head, if they're looking at being in a program, the first thing they do is find out what the director in that program is asking of you, before you even consider running, because you don't want to disappoint that program and disappoint the director even more so. So and then keep that in mind, like I luckily get to now, is what would the director want to see from me, and what would other people want to see from me if I was the director, if I was, you know, the sponsor or whatever else. What do they want to see from me right now that can make this my most successful and effective year?
Well, Wendy, let me ask you this. Now, I like that you have both perspectives. You're coming from a contestant and a director's standpoint. Do you have specifics listed out for your winners as to the obligations they need to fulfill if they win your pageant?
Yeah, we sure do. There's a guidebook that comes out actually that every contestant can get, that starts out first saying, these are the things we will expect from you as a title holder. and this is what we expect from you right now, even as a contestant. But I kind of learned the hard way, because we would say, you know, we expect 10 appearances or whatever it may have been at the time from you throughout the year. But the trick with that as a director was that you would, you know, they'd say, well, okay, I'll get to it. Okay, well, it's coming up. And as your months and months continue to get further down the line, and you're just waiting for them to finish those things they say they're going to do, and they don't, when is it that you can finally cut off their title and say, okay, you can't represent this program anymore? So we actually ended up having to put into place kind of an appearance policy that withholds a number of prizes from them until various points in their appearances are made and held. And along with that, we give them a contract that says if by X date you haven't completed X number of appearances, we will make a plan, or you will be giving up your crown. So I learned the hard way with a few queens and title holders who really did get that crown, and then you didn't see much of them. And it's a disappointment for what the pageant stands for, especially if you are really emphasizing community service with the program. And it's a disappointment for the director who is trying to promote the program and wants to see effective and high quality queens out and about in the community working for them.
You know, Wendy, I have a thought real quick. You know, people forget that pageantry is a business. But, you know, one thing, I hear you guys talking about your pageant systems and your titles and stuff, and Stephanie and I had this conversation. Do you feel you have a responsibility to your sponsors? Because these people are putting up money for the pageant system. They're putting up money for you.
Yes.
Absolutely. Because that's another thing, is you have a number of people who have bought into your program or bought into the quality of queens you have, and if that stuff isn't showing forward, you're disappointed for the sponsors, and it's an unfortunate possibility that they may not want to sponsor you in the future.
Right. Well, Wendy, let me ask you this. Since you have national queens, international queens with your system, how do they promote the sponsors of your pageant system? Do they just kind of come up with their own way of promoting the sponsor, or are there specific ways to do that? What do you do?
Well, with our program, we do offer a few opportunities for direct contact with the sponsors, and often let them decide with the sponsor kind of what they want to have happening. And over the last year, one of our big sponsors, and actually the beneficiary of all of our income as far as what we give out as scholarships, or excuse me, not scholarships, charity money, went to Isaac's Journey. And so they had direct contact with the president of that organization, who often was giving them merchandise to sell or was putting them on her website and stuff like that too. So in our case, we were giving kind of direct contact to the sponsor and the queens to make a lot of those things happen, so that her vision for what she wanted to see from our queens was what she could get from them.
Well, I like that. And then that way, over time, if things change, if different ideas come up, there are different ways to promote. So I think that's a good, important idea for everyone to keep in mind, is to, you know, get in contact with the director, with the pageant sponsors, and ask, you know, how you can best promote the sponsor.
And I think, too, fortunately then, as a contestant, if you aren't getting the answers you want and the contact you want from a director, that may not be the pageant you're looking at going to. So I think one of the first things I always suggest is get in contact with the director and get a relationship going with them to understand what they're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, Kathy, did you want to answer that question? I think.
Well,
yeah.
I would echo what Wendy is saying. You're actually going into a business partnership when you have a sponsor, and I love my sponsors. I mean, I have a national sponsor. It's Dress Barn. I'm going to give them a plug because I'm going to promote my sponsor.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And, you know, there was a women's fair here in Wichita, and they had a booth, and they called me and they said, "Hey, would you like to work with it?" Of course I would, and it was just so much fun to be there representing Dress Barn because they believed in me. And therefore, you know, it is an obligation, but now it's turned more into a joy. That obligation and that relationship has built because the manager of the Dress Barn here in Wichita and I have become friends. and it's wonderful, and I get to volunteer again. I love to volunteer. I just wish they paid me for it, but no, that's okay. But I love to represent my sponsors, because that's my way of saying thank you for believing in me, and Wendy, yeah. And also, Wendy, if I could go ahead and say something about the contracts that the systems give out. I think it is so important that each system is upfront with the expectations that they have of each contestant, because then the contestant cannot say, well, I wasn't told. And, you know, kudos to you, Wendy, with your system. I, too, have a system that gave me the expectations up front, and if I felt that I could not meet those, then I would not enter. I think it is futile for any contestant to enter into a pageant when she knows that she will not be upholding that agreement. And I think every director has every right to call each winner on the carpet if they are not adhering to that contract. You signed it, and it's a contract. You've gone into it together. So and that's integrity, and that's respect, and that's honesty, and that's what we as pageant title holders should portray, is that that characteristic. So kudos to you, Wendy.
Thank you, ma'am. Stamp of approval.
Paige, wait a minute. You have a shout out from Marvin McGill. Do you know him?
No, but thank you, Marvin.
And shout out to Keisha. She says hello to all the ladies and Tech Webcast.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks for watching. Stephanie, did you? Should we go to our next question about if we win the national pageant? I guess we can.
Sure, absolutely.
Okay.
If you win the national pageant, do you still have an obligation to promote the state sponsors at the state level? And how do you feel? And Trinity, let's ask you, because I know you come from a marketing company, a marketing background, so you should have some great ideas for us, huh, about promoting sponsors.
Well, yes, and I do a lot of really cool, fun stuff to promote my sponsors. I make a brochure, and it's got my picture on it, and it's got all of my sponsors in it and their business information, plus the charities that I'm working for. So when I go out to try to get sponsors or try to promote my sponsors, I've got my brochure, I've got my flyer, and I've got my posters that have all the same information on them. So everybody knows what sponsors are with me, and I give them advertising. I also help them with their websites, because I have a marketing company, Nicole Miller Marketing. So I help them market their websites. I help them get new clients if that's what they're trying to do. I help them sell their products. So not only do I go out there and say, you know, these people are with me, yay. I go out there and say, hey, these people are with me. They've got this great product. They've got this great service. Go do business with them. And I go to networking groups, to my business networking groups. And not only do I talk about my customers, but I also talk about my sponsors. So I kind of do a dual business and marketing type thing with them. So usually I don't have any problems getting money or getting stuff from my sponsors or trying to bring on new sponsors, because everyone around here knows, hey, if you go sponsor her for whatever she happens to be doing, she's going to do guerrilla marketing for your business on top of everything else. So they're like calling me going, can I please sponsor you? So I'm serious. I do not pay for a dime at any pageant ever. I've got hair, I've got makeup, I've got shoes, I've got gowns, I've got whatever I need, because these people know I'm going to really go to town for them and really bring some business to them. And I think it's really important, if you've got sponsors out there that are helping you with your dream, I think it's really important that you turn around and help them with their dream.
Okay, Trinity, is guerrilla marketing like guerrilla warfare?
Sort of, in my book. Now, there is a term called guerrilla marketing.
I had to make sure.
Yeah. It's kind of like getting out there and screaming as loud as you possibly can and beating on your chest for people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, why don't you give us a demo?
No.
You are always so funny. You're always trying to make me do crazy stuff, and I'm trying to be sophisticated and classy here.
All in good fun. All in good fun.
Yeah. No, I think it's really important to turn around and really do some fantastic things for your sponsors, because in my case, that's where I'm getting all of the money for these types of things. And then not only that, but you know, your sponsors need to know what your charities are. You know, that they're not just going out to put some rhinestones on your head, that they're going out, and because if they're giving you money and because they're giving you things to help you get to your national pageant, that they're also helping, like in my case, they're also helping severely abused children get out of a situation, or helping, you know, women that are being abused to get out of their homes and get into a safe place, or helping women with breast cancer. They need to know exactly what you're all about so they can be attached to that charity as well and say, you know what, yeah, I'm sponsoring her and this is why. She's helping women get into a shelter and she's doing this, that, and the other. So I think it's real important to do the dual thing with that.
Absolutely. Great tips, Trinity. Great tips. Well, Bree, what about you? What do you think?
I think that anybody who has sponsored you, whether it's the state level or it ends up being the national sponsor, including even if you do not win that national title, you still owe them a plug. You still owe them, you know, saying thank you so much for sponsoring our pageant. I really appreciated it, because you never know, especially with national ones, you never know if you can actually get them to be a personal one for you to compete at your next state pageant. And then your state ones, you want to be able to continue that relationship with them. And having your national title will definitely help them out and be able to help you promote them and your local community more, and help promote your state at the national level too. States love it. You know, Wyoming and Montana, I spend a lot of time traveling back and forth between both to do appearances for both states because I claim both. And I've had sponsors from both of them. So I think that, you know, just promoting both sponsors, no matter where they're from, what level they came into with you, they still need that from you.
Well, that's wonderful. And I like how you're committed, you stick to it, and you continue to see them through and promote them through till the end. So
and I have to apologize for the froggy voice. I'm battling a cold still, and so.
Oh, well, thanks for coming still.
I wouldn't miss this for anything, so.
Oh, you're the best. What about you, Alyssa? What do you think? Should you continue to promote your state pageant?
I think that especially if you win a national title, promote it. You have all the more reason to promote your state pageant. You have all the more reason to promote your state sponsors because they were the ones who helped you to get there. So in a way, I think it's safe to say that you kind of owe it to them. They were the ones who got you to the national pageant, and it was with their help that you ended up winning the national pageant. So I think that, if anything, it's really important to be grateful to your state sponsors and just to promote the heck out of them and really get out in your community, and especially being involved in community service and charity, it makes your sponsors look good, and it puts a good, kind of a good word to their name as well. So I think just mentioning them when you're out and about and just with your travels is a really good way to promote them.
Absolutely. So, ladies, what do you feel about if you have a state pageant, you go and you win the national, and a new state title holder takes over? Do you feel it's okay then to kind of pass those responsibilities of promoting the state sponsors on to the other person, or would you continue to promote the state sponsors as a national title holder as well?
Well, can I say something? Oh, sorry, Alyssa.
You go ahead. I'll answer after you.
Okay. I think that, as I said before, when you ask someone to sponsor you into a pageant, we usually start on the lower level, you could say, because we're building up to that international level. And you're building that relationship with that sponsor. So when you win a national title, you're not going to sever that relationship. You want to continue that because you need their help again. And if you're going to go on to the international, you need their help again. So you're not going to sever that relationship. You want to continue that. And again, when the crown comes off, the job doesn't stop. You know, if you've got that integrity, if you've got that character within you, it's not going to stop. So, again, it's all about relationships. You built that relationship with that sponsor when you were competing at a local level. And then when that new state title holder comes in, I am so excited I get to crown my successor for the state pageant on Saturday, and I'm very excited about that. I am not going to stop promoting my sponsors because there's another state winner here. Because, again, there's that relationship that was built. So I think it's really important to just maintain those relationships because this is a lifelong memory that we have made. And people will always remember what we've done this year. So there we go.
Alyssa, did you want to say something?
Sorry.
Yeah, I'd love to just repeat everything that Kathy said. I think she's right on with just the whole relationship idea. You build a relationship with someone, and you're not going to drop the ball just because you won the national title or forget about their business or their organization when you get the national title. If anything, like I said before, you want to be grateful to them and promote them even more, even if somebody takes your place as a state successor. And I think there's something, too, to be said about hometown pride and state pride. And when for me, I was Miss Illinois before winning Miss USA Ambassador. You know, it's fun just to be able to go back to Illinois and say, oh, Illinois took the USA title. And, you know, your state sponsors and your local sponsors are excited about that. And so, like Kathy said, you want to maintain that relationship, and they helped you to get there. So it's important to be grateful for that, too.
I think that if with some bigger pageants, there are the prelims into holding the state title, and that state pageant then would have specific sponsors for the pageant that you haven't brought in, but you do when you've won and you go on to nationals and you take on those. Also, you need to keep in mind the sponsors that you brought in locally, and then also the ones that are the state level pageant sponsors. And you should share that with whoever else is that state queen for that year if you've won that national title. Because you do, like everybody has said, you are still, they still did help get you to the next level. And having the help is, you know, very needed in the pageant industry. A lot of the times we all definitely been very thankful to have our sponsors who are close to us, and maintaining that relationship no matter what is key.
Thank you so much. And I'm so sorry, ladies, but I think we have to wrap up for tonight. So if you guys wanted to go around and promote yourself, your platform, or let us know how to reach you, we can do this at this time, and we'll start with Alyssa.
Yes,
I think I have been I've been muted, so a little bit technologically challenged. No, but just to say one more time, I'm Alyssa, Miss USA Ambassador 2012, and like I said before, our organization is all about charity and community service, and that's really just what we're focused on. And we've just really attracted the type of girl that wants to get out in her community and wants an opportunity to be able to serve and just get plugged in with different ways of helping people. So if you're that girl, go to usaambassador.com, and it's a great opportunity to get involved in charity and community service. And I can honestly say that it really has changed my life as someone who had only done one pageant when she was 12. And this was my first pageant since then. At 20 years old, I came in, got Miss Illinois, won the USA title at 21, and it was entirely a gift that the Lord gave me and nothing that I did, just because I don't have a lot of pageant experience. But if you're that girl that wants an opportunity to get plugged in the community, this really is the pageant for you. Like I said before, you can also visit me on my Facebook page at facebook.com/USA Ambassador, Alyssa Paulsen, and I love answering any messages.
Good luck in med school.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming. And now we'll go to Bree.
All right, like I said, I'm Bree Herron. I am the current America's Super Miss. Our platform embodies buckling up and seatbelt safety, which I have been promoting throughout the past 2 years, also as a state title holder, with my games for seatbelt safety for families. I encourage any girl or any woman to actually come visit our website at americasuperpageants.com and think about competing. We do hold a great pageant. It is in one of the most beautiful states, and I may be biased because I was born and raised in Montana. But Montana is very beautiful, and not only that, but our director is one of the best directors out there. And we also, after your reign, after your year's up, after your state title, we have created such a sisterhood with the Super Queens that we've continued our bonds and our relationships past the crown. And so we continue to help and promote and cheer on each other. And you can also find me on facebook.com/BreeH2 if anybody has any questions about being an America's Super Miss pageant contestant.
Thank you so much, Bree. And now we will go to Kathy.
Again, I am Kathy Bond, Mrs. United States All World Beauties 2012. And my story, I had not competed in a pageant since I was 19. I was 53 when I began on the local level, and I had no expectations of anything happening. It was just for fun. And when I won the national title last July, I was shocked. I was competing with other women, not against, but with other women who had much more experience than I did. And I'm so excited that there are pageant systems that allow women to let those childhood dreams come true. And like I said before, there is a princess in every one of us. You can embrace it, you can deny it, but it's there. And All World Beauties gave me an opportunity to do this. And All World Beauties is about celebrating the entire woman. And I did not have to compete in a swimsuit. Ladies, I would not have done it if I would have had to wear a swimsuit at 53. I would not have done it.
But hats off to those who do.
Ooh, yeah, hats off to those. I know. There are women out there that have awesome bodies at 70, but not this one. But you know, again, my body does not define who I am, because I believe that beauty is inside every single one of us on this platform and all of the viewers. I can be contacted at awbpageants.com. That is the beauty pageant system that I'm with. And also facebook.com/Mrs. United States All World Beauties. That's a mouthful. So I'll just say Bond 007. How's that? So it's an exciting adventure. My platform is the Make-A-Wish Foundation. As a wish granter, I get to see the wishes of children that are challenged with life-threatening medical conditions. I love telling people this is not for children who are dying. These are for children who have that challenged life-threatening medical condition, and not everybody knows that. So my stepdaughter passed away at the age of 8, 20 years ago this April, and she was a Make-A-Wish child. And I do this with joy in my heart because she was joy in my heart. And I love being an ambassador and going around to the different corporations and the companies and sharing it with them and then seeing their fundraisers happen. It's a lot of fun. I'm very passionate about this. And if anyone wants me to come and speak about it, I am available. And thank you, ladies, for having me on. I am so honored. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much for being here.
Another good one. Another good charity.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And now we will go to Wendy.
Well, again, I'm Wendy Lindberg, and I'm Midwest Super Queen, and I'm heading this summer to Montana to compete for America's Super Pageant. I'm really excited about it because actually I haven't been in a pageant or run in a program now for about 7 years, and have spent so much time directing it, I think, that I just started missing what I could be doing too, and the chance I could get out and try something new as a mom, because I haven't competed in one ever since I've had children. So I'm really excited about that opportunity and the chance to meet everybody. Along with the national platform of Buckle Up, I also promote the importance of childhood cancer awareness and research funding. It's one of the least funded cancers that are out there, and I think a lot of people don't know. September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, so a chance for you guys to transition September to October, because everybody knows October. September, gold ribbon. And you can find me, you can find me on Facebook. Same name is right down here, Wendy Lindberg on Facebook.
Wendy, you have a shout out from Renee Lot Less Drama Benson. She said, "You guys rock. Love you, Wendy." Thank you, Renee. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Thank you. And now we can go to Trinity.
Hi, I'm Trinity Nicole Miller. I'm Miss Texas American Renaissance 2013. I also own Nicole Miller Marketing, and we do the fabulous website for PageantLIVE, which we do 22,000 hits in 3 weeks. Y'all just don't even know how fantastic that is. And I'll tell you something else. We just got a couple of theme songs done today by Mo Bella Gloria. Hi, Mario, honey. Shout out to Mario. I've put them on my Facebook. We're going to all be sharing these. They're fabulous, fabulous little theme songs for us. He's one of our biggest fans as well and just absolutely loves our show. So I just want to give him a shout out for that. I've got a dual platform this year for domestic violence, breaking the cycle, trying to get it out of people's, the cycle of their lives and having it not be a generational curse anymore in a family. And I'm also involved with Komen Amarillo, which takes care of the women going through breast cancer. So you can get a hold of me through Pageant Live. You can get a hold of me, Trinity Nicole Miller, on Facebook. You can email me, 777NicoleMiller@gmail.com, or you can get a hold of me at my company, NicoleMillerMarketing.com.
Thank you so very much, Trinity. And now we can go to Miss Stephanie.
Thank you, Paige. I was so excited to be with my sister queens tonight, Bree and Wendy, and of course all of you fabulous and beautiful ladies. And Bree, you said it so well, directing us to America's Super Pageant, and Wendy too, talking about the platform. I want to remind everyone to always buckle up, drive at safe speeds, never drive distracted, and always make sure the young ones are buckled in correctly and in their car seats and booster seats. We want to make sure you're all safe and you're all here to watch us again next Tuesday and every Tuesday. And please check us out on Facebook, America's Super Pageant, and you can also find us at americasuperpageant.com. Come see all the lovely ladies in Hamilton, Montana, June 21st through the 23rd. And also I want to give a shout out to Paul of Australia, a very big fan of Pageant Live. Hi, Paul.
Hi, Paul.
And also to the men and women of Afghanistan. We've been getting quite a few views from Afghanistan. So thanks, guys, for watching. Thanks to all of our viewers. Very excited that you're joining us for Pageant Live.
Thank you, Stephanie. And now we can go to Pam, Mom.
Hi, how are you? I wanted to answer Grantley Williams. He wants to know what this is. Well, Grantley, what we are is that we have become, Pageant Live has become an area where people are coming to for information. In other words, when Pageant Live first started, we didn't know how it was going to gel. Now it's turning into a place where anyone that has pageant questions, anyone that wants to have a topic concerning pageantry or the industry, we're it, Grantley. So that's what we are. I appreciate everyone viewing us tonight. Please know we have Ask the Crown. If you have any questions out there that you can't seem to find the answer, Ask the Crown. I want to thank our guests tonight. I want to let you know every time I have Pageant Live, a part of Pageant Live, I learn something new. And what I consistently learn is that you guys are wonderful, and you just don't give enough credit for what you do. And that's also, Grantley, what we do, is we give credit to people who are doing good things and don't receive enough credit. So thank you, good night, and Paige, it's to you.
All right, I want to thank all of you so very much for coming, and if you would like to be a guest, please email us at show@pageantlive.com. Check us out on Facebook. You can even tweet at us at Pageant Live. And if you want to contact me, you can add me on Facebook, Paige Clark IJM, and I will be giving my crown up, or I'll be handing it over this weekend. So I wanted to thank everyone from International Junior Miss as well so much. I've had such a great time, and I've learned so much. And I will continue to be involved in my community and give back in any way. So thank you all so much for coming tonight, and thank you to all of our viewers, and we'll see you next Tuesday at 8 p.m.
Shout out to Happy Helpers for the Homeless in Baltimore, if you want to. Yeah, always. Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.